Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whether you're joining us live or you're joining us after the fact. Welcome to day two. We're just doing a little tapping for allowing ourselves to have success. It's one of those things that, for me, I have found is not something that typically gets cleared in a single session. Instead, we're in a circumstance where it's one of those things, those fears of success knit their way into the fabric of who we are, which make it harder for us to be able to embrace it, to be a part of it, to engage with it in those dynamic ways. And so this week, what we're doing every single day is we're gathering at 9:30 Eastern time, doing a little live tapping. We're going to be taking lots and lots of tail enders from y'all in the chat box today as we work our way through this. If you weren't with us yesterday, that's okay. Every single one of these days are standalone. It's just an opportunity for us to tune in, find our way to a deeper level of success, and be emotionally safe with that. What we're going to do to start with is just get ourselves comfortable in your body. We're going to do a couple minutes of just wordless tapping here. Tap on the side of the hand, take a nice big deep breath, and just give yourself permission to be fully present to the work that we're doing here and just let go of anything else that is going on. And all I'm going to have you do for a minute or so is just move from point to point. The beautiful thing about tapping is it's mechanical, and just tapping on the points makes a difference to allow ourselves to be present. And just give yourself permission to let go of anything you're carrying with you. Maybe just notice your physical body in this moment. Allowing yourself to be present. Also, as you're tapping wordlessly, if you feel like you need to stay on one point, stay there. Or if you want to tap in an order you're not used to, that's great as well. Great. Take a nice big deep breath for me. Give me a big stretch. What we're going to do is we're just going to start to set the table for the tapping that we're going to do today. And so just move from point to point, repeating after me. Today, I'm thinking about success. Today, I'm thinking about allowing success. And there is a part of me that is afraid to even engage with the possibility that I can have success. Because when I think about success, I have to confront my lack of success. When I think about success, I have to confront all of my fears about success. And there is a part of me that is ashamed that I am afraid of success. There's a part of me that is disappointed that I am afraid of success. There's a part of me that is embarrassed that on a subconscious level, I fear success. I give myself permission to know that it is safe for me to confront my fears about success. I give myself permission to know in this moment, I am allowed to hear those fears. Every fear I have about success, there's a part of me that just wants me to be safe. Every fear I have about success only wants what's best for me. I can appreciate this part of me wants me to be safe without having to acknowledge these fears are a good idea. I appreciate my system's intention, even though I recognize the fact it is actually making it harder for me to have success. Nice big deep breath. And as we work our way through this today, as tail enders come up, tap them into the chat box so that we can tap along for those specific tail enders. Feel free to do that right now if we stirred up anything in that spot. The tapping that we just did there, I think, is so important because it's really easy to resent ourselves for self sabotaging ourselves. It's really easy to resent the fact that in many cases, we are the biggest obstacle to our own success. And the reason that those fears exist is they exist to keep us healthy. Those fears exist to keep us safe. They just happen to be disproportionate and misinformed because we are made for that success. It's something that is good for us to be able to embrace in big and in small ways. And so, as we engage with this, and as I'm engaging with my fears, it's always super, super critical for me to recognize the intention is useful. You'll notice in the tapping, we did exactly that. We recognize the intention of the success without having to be in a circumstance where we were affirming the fear that it had. I like to talk a lot of times about the people in my life, but the same is true for my subconscious mind. It works from a place of kind hearted incompetence. It's kind hearted because it wants what's best for me. It's incompetent because it's actually getting in the way. Take a nice big deep breath and just tap with me. And what I want you to do as we're tapping is complete the sentence for me and take some of those things that you're completing and feel free to drop them into the chat box. I already see some of them showing up, and we're going to start to add these into our tapping. It is not safe for me to have success because, and I want you to finish that sentence. It is not safe for me to have success because. Complete the sentence with the same thing or something else. It's not safe for me to have success because. It's not safe for me to have success because. It's not safe for me to have success because. It's not safe for me to have success because. It's not safe for me to have success because. It's not safe for me to have success because. Nice deep breath. Keep sharing those things, those completions to that in the chat box. A couple of things that I've noticed so far. I love this one here. My fear about becoming slim are about 40 years out of date. The software that we're running, like part of what we're doing here is a software update as we're moving through this stuff. The other thing when we were tapping through that, we kept doing that same phrase over and over and over again, because oftentimes when we're thinking about a problem like this, it's a problem we've thought about a lot before. And so almost instinctually, we bounce the answers that we're normally used to giving. And so whenever I'm doing any sort of brainstorming activity, be it for a piece of content I want to create or my limiting beliefs, I recognize the fact that if I keep making myself answer the question, I go from the obvious conscious answers and it descends into the less obvious subconscious answers. Oftentimes, when I have clients complete a sentence like that, you can almost see them go, huh, and they recognize it. So keep dropping stuff into the chat box. We're going to start taking some of these and tapping along with it. I'm not allowed to embrace these dire desires of success because I failed before and I don't want to get my hopes up. Not becoming fat was a good idea, wasn't a good idea then, and it seems to be the best option at the time. Let's see here. I am not deserving. I'm starting to feel significant grief as I work on my fears. Yeah, because of all of those things that are lost. I can't handle all the work and responsibility. It's hard for me to ask for help. It won't last. It won't be perfect. Let's tap. Tip your top of the head and just move from point to point. There's a part of me that is afraid of success because I've failed before. And if I try and have success, I am going to fail again. And not only do I not want to fail, I also want to avoid the pain that comes with that failing. I give myself permission to be gentle with myself. Recognizing the fact I am over remembering my failures and under remembering my successes. I give myself permission to recognize that I have tried and been successful in the past. Not all of my efforts end in failure. I give myself permission to remember past successes. I give myself permission to recognize my past successes were not flukes. I give myself permission to be easy with myself. I give myself permission to be gentle with myself. It is okay for me to acknowledge my past failures and recognize they do not define me and recognize they do not determine what comes next. I give myself permission to trust the process today, even in the fear of taking action, even in the fear of being seen taking action, even in the fear of failing at those actions. Even in the fear of letting myself down. Give myself permission to believe in myself today. I give myself permission to believe in change. I give myself permission to trust myself. I give myself permission to trust my imperfection, knowing that good can be created in my imperfection. Even though I might worry about being distracted today, because my fears create distractions. I give myself permission to reset. I give myself permission to try again. I give myself permission to start over. Building more success begins in this moment, begins today. And even if the fear gets the best of me today, that's okay. I can reset. I can restart. I will be imperfect today because I am human. My emotions might get the best of me today because I'm human, and that is okay. I give myself permission to trust myself, to restart, to ask for support and protection, to step in today with curiosity and enthusiasm and hope because it is safe for me to have better. I am allowed to have better. I am worthy of having better. Better is possible today. Nice big deep breath. Big stretch. As we did that, if there are any tail enders that are still hanging around, jot those down so you can tap on them later. Bring it to us tomorrow as we keep doing this. If there were ahas, if there were insights, there was a phrase or two that we tapped on in there that your heart, your mind, your soul needed to hear today. Write that down. Take two phrases that resonated with you, write that down. And what I want you to do is I want you to set an alarm on your phone, on your watch somewhere. I want you to set an alarm for 90 minutes from now. And when that alarm goes off 90 minutes from now, I want you to take those two or three phrases that resonated with you. And I just want you to do a round of tapping with each of those phrases. Say the phrase each time, tap on each point. Say the phrase each time, tap on that point. Set an alarm, take those phrases, do it. It's going to give you a little supercharge as the fear comes creeping in on you today. It's going to make it easier for you to take action as we do that. If you're enjoying this, please come back tomorrow. We're going to be here again at 9:30. If you're watching this after the fact, we have the whole series on YouTube for you to continue to watch and tap along to it. Invite a friend. They don't have to opt in. Have them show up and do that. The other thing is next week, we're doing a much, much deeper dive into upper limits issues and success. Please join us. It's going to be super awesome. For more information on that time together, all you need to do is go to tappingqna.com/ULB, which stands for Upper Limit Busters. Those are those fears that we have that are preventing us from having success. Those are our upper limit issues. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out with me today and doing a little tapping in this particular way. Because when you are in a circumstance, when you show up more authentically as yourself, your world is better, the world is better, and my world is better as well. That's the reason why we're doing this, is so that we can show up as to improve our lives, but also as vibrational leaders so we can make a difference in the people around us. If you happen to be watching this right now on YouTube, you're going to see on the screen, or watching a replay on YouTube, you're going to see a link to all of the previous versions of this. Please come back and join us tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you guys real soon.